Hi! In this grammar lesson we are going to study the pluperfect. The pluperfect is a fancy name that we use to describe the structure that in English corresponds to had done something. That's why it's part 3 of our presentation on the verb to have. The pluperfect. Let's see some examples of the pluperfect in English. We had visited Peru before. She had worked here since 1999. I had been saving money to go to college. The movie had already started. Now let's see how we can express the same kind of idea in Spanish. What we can see is that in English it's a very simple structure in which we use had and the verb in the past participle. In English, mostly with ed. Of course, there are some irregular verbs like eaten, given, stolen, shown, etc. Now, in Spanish, the structure is very simple. In Spanish, for had, we use había, and variations of había that, of course, have to match each of the subjects that we may have. And the verb is in the past participle. For those that haven't studied the lesson on past participle, this is very simple. For AR verbs, we drop the AR and we add ado in all cases. ER-IR verbs, we drop the infinitive ending, the ER or the IR, and we add ido, I-D-O. But we'll see this in action. I had walked, yo había caminado. You had walked, tú habías caminado. You had lived, this is the formal you, or he or she had lived. Usted, él, ella, había vivido. In this case, the ending is ido because vivir is an IR verb. We had lived. Nosotros habíamos vivido. You had eaten, as said in Spain when it's informal. Vosotros habíais comido. Again, comido because comer is an ER verb, and the past participle of ER verbs is formed by dropping the ER and adding ido instead. This is the plural and formal form in Spain. In the rest of the world, this is just the standard you form in the plural. You had eaten, or they had eaten. Ustedes habían comido, or ellos habían comido. So the key to know this tense perfectly is to remember that we use había, habías, había, habíamos, habíais, for those interested in the Spanish from Spain, and habían. And AR verbs will drop the infinitive ending AR and will add ado, and ER-IR verbs will drop the infinitive ending and will add ido. And as I mentioned before, there is a specific video on this that you can find in our grammar area. The pluperfect. Some more examples. We have been friends for 20 years. Habíamos sido amigos durante 20 años. Or, habíamos sido amigos por 20 años. So notice that when in English we want to express for plus duration, in this type of construction, had been or had done something for a certain period of time, in Spanish we have two possible ways of translating the word for. Durante plus the duration, or por plus the duration. Another example. I had been a teacher for a long time. Había sido maestro durante mucho tiempo. Or, había sido maestro por mucho tiempo. Again, for plus duration is translated as durante plus that duration, or por plus the duration. Now a different kind of example. She had worked there since 1999. Ella había trabajado allí desde 1999. In this case, we can see that when we have since plus the date or the year or the month, we use desde. That's the translation we use. Another example, I had lived there since March. Había vivido allí desde marzo. So, the cheat sheet, for plus duration, is translated as durante plus duration or por plus duration. Since plus a date, a year, a month is translated as desde plus that date.